It just seemed like overall as a team, just a more complete performance. Did it feel like that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we defended a lot better. I think offensively, we think still try to work a little bit tighter maybe and try to create a little bit more. I think obviously, Dutchie's line is playing well. And I think fourth line, Backer and Steeler and those guys, I think they're playing well too. Take a page out of their book a little bit, how they play in the ozone. I think we can do a little bit better job there still.
Matt Duchesne told me it's kind of a rough year to be a face on the Dallas Stars. Does this kind of really embed you in the team now?
Yeah, I saw Marchment wearing it, looked good, so I want to try it too. I guess, or Lubushkin thought I want to try it. Yeah.
How are you feeling though? Is it okay?
It's fine. Yeah, I was able to come back, so that's a good sign.
You come out in the power play too. I think you hit a couple of posts. Also, it seemed like it didn't affect your vision at all.
No, not really. I think that's the first time I'm wearing a thing like that. But it's it's still hockey out there, and I can see through it very well. So try to work on those to put those in next time.
Yesterday, Pete said that his message to you all was that you don't just flip on the switch when the playoffs happen and that you have to really get your details in line. Do you feel like tonight was a good step in that direction?
I think so, yeah. I think how we defended, I think obviously they're a good team, so they're going to create chances every now and then, but I think most of the time we did well, and obviously a couple things we can clean up for sure defensively as well, but Otter was number one star, I think, with the shutout and making big saves, so it's fun to watch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. People from all over your hometown and stuff are going to be tuning in and stuff, so it's fun to play well against those guys. And, guys have always played good for me against them, so they help me out. We know how important these games are for me, and good win.
As we talk about, Pete's talked about getting your game in order, team game in order. Does a performance like what you did, it seems like as the game went on, the team got better in front of you.
Yeah, totally. I think, we've had a few nights where we got the other team down on the ground and we let them back into the game for unnecessary stuff. So I think just when you get a 2-0 lead, we kind of play off tape game after that, and we can score as good or better than any team in the league. So if we keep putting over net, I think our team will beat this playoffs. So get our game to that kind of game plan, and I think we'll be in a good spot.
Was there any extra motivation tonight being your bobblehead night?
No, but obviously, next game's bobblehead night too, so it's going to give me a shutout. So cool for my family and stuff. They think that's pretty cool to have a bobblehead, and so yeah, it's cool.
Should we just manufacture some more bobbleheads?
Yeah, let's bring them on next game too. It's going to be good luck. So yeah.
What is it like driving home after recording a shutout in the NHL?
Yeah, it's great. Just it takes a lot of good bounces and stuff like that. So I think Casey and I both have had some bad bounces and some games where we could have had shutouts, we could have had better nights, and you don't get the bounces. So when you get the bounces, you go your way and you play good. It's fun.
For you, some long playoff runs the last few springs. What have you learned about as far as what's most important down the stretch run of the regular season to get yourself right before?
Yeah, I think just I think for home ice advantage, I think is huge. I think we're trying to win our division still, and I think just you want to feel good about your game going into it. So tonight's a step in the right direction, and still got a lot of stuff going.
He said that the message to you all was that you don't just flip the switch when the playoffs happen. How do you feel like you dial your game in the best down this last dozen games you've had?
Yeah, I think just the extra work that I get to do with our goalie coach and Casey. I think we have a great kind of team mindset, and he sees stuff in my game, Casey does, and vice versa. We can help each other, and be the best goalies that we can be, push each other, and he's been awesome. And, so yeah, I think we just work together and try to get both of our games in best shape, so we can play great for this team.
What do you love about what the penalty kill is able to do for you?
Yeah, I think just knowing what you're getting as a goalie, I think is awesome. And Daz has done such a good job these last 3 years. We've had great penalty kills. And, guys take pride in it. That's what you need. not Bush isn't going to sell the most jerseys, but the stuff that he does is just as important as guys on the power play, the guys that are scoring the goals. So it's all the guys that do the little things that at the end of the day, that's what helps you win. And we got a lot of guys like that in this room. And me personally, I take a ton of pride in the penalty kill.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
Rantanen gets hit in the face. Seems to be a trend with you all this season. What does it mean for him to come back and kind of play the way he did tonight?
Yeah, it's great. It's always scary when something like that happens, and yeah, it's great. That he came back and thought he was awesome when he came back and did a great job for us. Obviously helped close the game down with that empty net.
How important is it to get a shutout for Jake, especially against Minnesota on his bobblehead night too?
Yeah, it seems pretty fitting. Yeah, he's always awesome. And yeah, just great again tonight, and yeah, super fitting getting the shutout tonight.
What does that mean when he can keep you guys in a 0-0 game, let you get your legs under you, and it just seems like you play better, once you get that?
Yeah, it's huge. He does it. Casey does it, and it just gives us that confidence. Obviously, in a perfect world, we start every game great and don't give them much work. But each team has great players, and they're going to make plays. They're going to get chances, and yeah, it's awesome when he can shut them down like he does tonight. We're gonna obviously win a ton of games, not letting in any goals.
On your power play goal, are you reading off of Thomas before he shoots it there, or just reacting when it comes off his stick?
Yeah, it's trying to find that angle, trying to find that open ice. That was something we talked about before the face-off, looking for that. And yeah, so for me, it's just finding that ice. He does. He obviously did a great job of getting to the middle of the ice and opening up some options. And yeah, for me, it's just finding that open ice and giving him a target. And he obviously hit my blade perfectly.
You know Thomas pretty well. What have you seen in this game? Obviously, he's getting a lot more confidence and more opportunity. But do you just see him growing as a player?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's doing what we see every day, what everyone sees every day. He's been awesome the last little while, especially with Miro being out. He's stepped up a lot, and just an awesome player, and he's really fun to watch when he's buzzing around like he's been for the last little while.
Pete's talked a lot about getting your game in order before the playoffs start as a team, but individually, how do you define that for yourself down the stretch?
I think it's getting that playoff mindset. Teams defend super well, so it's obviously getting to those areas. I think a lot of the cliches are exactly kind of what you need to get going in your game. Being strong on pucks, winning battles, getting to the net, getting pucks on the net. It's those cliches that everyone seems to mention every time, but that's so important come playoff time, and I think that's what for me personally, and also as a team, that's what we pride ourselves on, and what we need to obviously keep improving on. Better, good step tonight, but keep improving towards playoff time, because it's tough to just turn it on come game on playoffs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another step in the right direction.
Yeah, good game. I liked our structure. Did a lot of good things. I think it started with how we defended. I thought we defended well, and Jake looked great tonight when we did bend a little bit, but pretty solid effort.
You allowed a lot of shots on goal early. The differential wasn't in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those shots were kind of perimeter,
Yeah.
easy to catch for the goaltender. How do you kind of balance the, quantity over quality?
Yeah. I don't pay a lot of attention to the shot clock. Like I said, I think we did a really good job around Jake, that if they were shooting from distance, we had good protection and good box outs around him. He could see everything. There wasn't a lot of rebounds. So you've got some teams that sling a lot of pucks to the net, and the shot clock's going to reflect that. And but I thought we we played well around. You know, we had good structure defensively.
You tired of talking about pucks to the face?
Yeah, unbelievable. We were talking about it between periods. It's the most I've ever seen. You know, and again, scary. You know, knock on wood, he's going to be fine. But you know, every time something like that happens, we've seen worst case scenario with that, and you're out for a month or two. So you know, that's not the case, thank God. But you know, that crosses your mind every time it happens.
Looked like Marchman and Robertson might have switched places.
Mm-hmm.
Two lines.
Yeah.
Did you get what you wanted out of that?
I thought I did. You know, I mean, we talked at the end of the first period. I didn't think our entire forward group, you know, were connected enough on the forecheck and were working hard enough to get pucks back in the offensive zone. So we made that switch. Mush is a guy that, you know, gets in there and disrupt. He disrupts breakouts. He turns pucks over. And, you know, I thought he had an effect with that line, and I thought, you know, Robo had a good effect with Duchesne's line.
How about the penalty kill tonight?
Penalty kill was great. Great question. Couple big ones, obviously. I mean, that 4-on-3 probably changes the game. You know, it's a big momentum swing there if they score. So huge kill there. And, you know, we had another one in the third period when it's 2-0. You know, that game can change if they get one there on the power play and it's 2-1 with still quite a bit of time left on the clock. It's maybe a different game. So, you know, but our penalty killing's been elite all year. And, again, tonight was great.
Was this like a playoff style atmosphere tonight?
I thought it was a playoff type game. I mean, they're a well coached, structured team. You know, they're missing some offense, but you know the way they defend and the way they play, that gives them a chance to win every night. And they've won a lot of games playing like that this year, with some key guys out. So, you know, you've got to be patient in a game like that. You're not going to blow that team out. You know, they defend too well. So I thought we were patient through it. We stuck with it. If you get impatient against that team, you start giving up odd man rushes, things like that. You know, that's when it bites you. So I didn't think we fell into that trap tonight.
You mentioned this. Go ahead.
Pete, other than the final score, what do you enjoy most about watching Jake on a night like that?
Yeah. Well, you know what, you can tell when he's feeling it and dialed in like that. He's got that swagger. You know, you can just tell. It looked like they could shoot all night and he wasn't going to let anything in. You know, when he's got that feel, you know, that's obviously a really good feeling on our bench.
You talked this morning about hoping to see some more of that offensive swagger, even though they didn't necessarily 4 or 5 goals. It still seemed like that started coming out more.
Yeah, I thought more plays being made, more looks, we were more connected offensively, which is a good start for us.
12 games left. How locked in to the standings and the out-of-town scoreboard are y'all?
Yeah. We're looking at it. I don't think we're locked in, but we definitely have one eye on it, and we're looking. Obviously, particularly Colorado and Winnipeg, the two teams around us. And, you know, I think trying to control what we can control, which is our game every night. And like I said all along, the most important thing is making sure our game's in a good place here. And, you know, I feel a lot better about our game after tonight than I did 4 or 5 days ago.
How do you get to that consistency now that you got a really good game?
Yeah. Well, we've got to roll what we did tonight into the next one and the next one. We go on the road here, 4 tough road buildings. I'm excited to see how we respond, you know, in those games. Okay, thank you.